Right, hey guys, how are we doing? Back with another video from Grand Line Review, and today we're checking out One Piece, the complete recap, 1997 to 2022. I'm really intrigued, really excited to check this out. My memory is awful, and I feel like going into this final story arc now for the next 3 years, I'm going to forget things, and as reveals are made, I'm going to be like, cool. Where I want to be like, oh my god, it's amazing! Know what I mean? So, yeah, let's just let's get into this. This is One Piece, the complete recap. Awesome. Yes, let's do this.
This is the entire story of One Piece in 15 minutes.
Let's go.
900 years ago, there existed an entity vaguely known as the Great Kingdom.
Whoop, whoop.
As the name implies, that kingdom was pretty damn
Pretty
great. They were
great.
the undisputed power in the world and are speculated to have been the original owners of 3 ancient weapons capable of parallel destruction. We don't know if this kingdom was benevolent, we don't know if they were tyrannical. All we know is that they weren't particularly liked by anyone who was not them. Somewhere between 8 to 900 years ago, 20 smaller kingdoms came together to form the ancient political equivalent.
Ain't it weird that O'Hara did a video covering all this, but just purely this?
The Great Kingdom, and the alliance was ultimately successful. They not only defeated the Great Kingdom, but erased all traces of them from history. And as a result, this period would become known as the
Void Century.
However, there was one tiny sliver of information unaccounted for, being the existence of a man named
Joy Boy.
He was a very mysterious figure who played an integral role in hiding
I love the little
cubes
odd
of
intuition.
poneglyphs throughout the world. Written on them is the true history of the Void Century.
My God.
Joy Boy hid these stones well, perhaps too well, or exactly as well as intended. Either way, it would take over 7 centuries for these secrets to be discovered by the most infamous pirate to have ever
Goldie
lived,
Roger.
Goldie Roger. Roger was something of a completionist. After discovering that these funky stones existed, he embarked on a
Funky
mission
stones.
to 100% the secrets of this planet. Through a mixture of intelligence, brute force, and blatant luck, Roger and his crew successfully managed to discover all 30 history cubes, but along the way, something unexpected happened. Because every now and then, they would encounter a very unusual red poneglyph. These are known as the
Road Poneglyphs.
And after finding 4 of them, the Roger pirates came to the realization that these stones put together contain the location of a hidden island. Roger was now salivating with curiosity, if that's a thing you can do, and he set sail immediately for his final destination.
Let's go.
And what Roger saw there is the crowning mystery of this series. At this moment, everything made sense. Roger understood perfectly what needed to be done, but also that he had arrived far too early to do it. Roger
But
named
for
the
what?
silent path
For
to
what?
You don't know why yet. Roger also happened to be afflicted with an incurable disease and knew that he would not live to see through the mission laid out on Laugh Tale. So he disbanded the Roger Pirates and would go on to turn himself over to the Navy. Which sounds a little bit depressing, doesn't it? Like Roger had lost the will to live, but it was completely the opposite. All of this was part of a master plan.
To get
After
everyone out
discovering
there.
Laugh Tale, Roger became known throughout the world as the first and currently only
Pirate King.
And the world government naturally decided to make an example of such a high-profile celebrity criminal. Roger's public execution was packed tighter than a 17th century nun's undergarments, and those who could not attend were anxiously awaiting the news. The whole world was glued to this spectacle, and here, with his final words, Roger would change history forever. My treasure, if you want it, it's yours, but you'll have to search the whole world. I left it in that place. After which point, Roger was executed, but his mission was complete. His last words sparked the golden age of piracy. People from all over the planet set out to
Let's
see
go,
those
we
of
must find
Roger's
it.
treasure, now dubbed the One Piece, and set their sights on becoming the next pirate king. However, there was a deeper intent behind Roger's words. Because scattered across the globe were a series of individuals who, in 2 decades' time, would come together to complete both the will of Roger and the will of Joy Boy. One of which just so happens to be our main character. Many
Monkey
years after
D.
Roger's demise, one of his
Lucky
apprentices
arm.
named Shanks formed his own pirate crew, and they were using the tiny town of Busha Village as a base of operations. Here, Shanks met a very loud, proud, and hungry lad named Monkey D. Luffy. Hungry being the most important descriptor in this case, because
The
one day
devil
Luffy
fruit.
became ever so famished, and he casually consumed a devil fruit that Shanks had been holding onto. Devil fruits are said to be the most foul-tasting things in all of the existence, but Luffy, for whatever reason, didn't seem particularly bothered by it. However, what's more notable is that consuming these fruits results in the user being granted a specific power. In Luffy's
But
case,
they
this
can't
stuff
swim the
was
sea.
rubber and allowed him to do all sorts of fun, stretchy stuff. However, these fruits can have just about any effect, allowing people to conjure substances, become animals, or even become elements. I mean, there's even one fruit that allows you to turn your junk into a musical instrument and play it. The possibilities are limitless. However, this is a big however, this does come with a curse. As those who have consumed devil fruits become completely prone when submerged in a certain amount of water, which, you know, is very dangerous when your whole world is based on the concept of piracy.
Yes, being a pirate is rather difficult when you can't swim.
But even before fruit shenaniganry, Luffy was inspired by Shanks to become a pirate. Luffy even begged Shanks pretty much every hour of every day to let him join the Red Hair Pirates. And even though Shanks said, "Nah, little boy," he did recognize something in Luffy, a quality that Roger possessed, and a hope for the next generation. Which is a bit awkward because that hope was about to be snuffed out. Luffy's loud and now rather stretchy mouth got him into a spot of trouble with the bandit who was about to kill him and a big giant sea king who was about to kill both of them. But at the last second, Shanks stepped in and saved Luffy. However, he lost his left arm in the process. Shanks would go on to refer to this as an investment in the future, whereas the Sea King would go on to refer to it as a disappointing appetizer. But a distraught Luffy, realizing that he was not ready to set out to sea, claimed that he would become a pirate one day. Not only that, but a pirate that would surpass even Shanks. Whether Luffy actually knew this title existed or not is debatable, but he then claims that he would become the Pirate
King.
After which point Shanks gave Luffy his straw hat for safekeeping, and made him promise to return it when he became a great pirate. From there we skip about 10 years to a point where Luffy has become a lot bigger, a lot stronger, but not much smarter. He sets out to sea on his quest, gathering a crew of like-minded young people, and this group becomes the Straw Hat Pirates, each of whom possess their own unique dreams. Like Zoro, who wants to become the world's greatest swordsman, Nami, who wants to be the first person to chart the entire planet, and Usopp, who simply wants to be not consistently soiling himself at the first sign of danger. And in order to achieve all of their dreams, they need to set sail into a very special part of the world known as the Grand Line. The One Piece planet is a complex beast divided into 7 seas by a one large continent thing that circumnavigates the globe, and a thin stretch of water that does the same, but on the inverse axis. So we began Luffy's journey here in East Blue. However, the bulk of the series takes place all the way over here in the Grand Line. The Grand Line is referred to as the Pirate's Graveyard because of its brutal and unpredictable weather conditions. For example, most pirates fail to do something as simple as even enter the Grand Line because they just sink immediately. But with a naturally gifted navigator like our Nami here, it's doable. Although then the concern becomes dealing with all of the insanely powerful pirates and marines that inhabit this sea. Also, by this time, the world has radically changed. The 20 kingdoms who overthrew the Great Kingdom eventually formed an organization known as the World Government. And those directly descended from the
Celestial Dragons
are referred to as the World Nobles, obscenely wealthy and evidently inbred individuals who actively believe that they are gods. And they may as well be. They're completely above the law and
they are so immune to everything, aren't they? Like, as soon as anyone tries to do anything to them, it's like, nope, you're gone.
This includes, but is not limited to, murder, slavery, genocide, which is like super murder, and worst of all, assaulted crimes against fashion, because what the crap is this? But as powerful as they are, the world government does need some assistance in maintaining order. And counterintuitively enough, they get that assistance from pirates. The world government heavily relies on a program known as the Seven Warlords of the Sea, whereby they essentially bribe powerful pirates to work for them in exchange for ignoring their various criminal activities, which includes, but is not limited to, murder, slavery, genocide, and somehow letting them get away with naming themselves after animals. Because I find it very hard to believe that your parents just popped out of
and said, "Hey, your name's Crocodile."
Crocodile. And the warlords are a major element of conflict in One Piece. In fact, to date, most of the series has been dedicated to dealing with them. Some have been beaten directly by Luffy, whilst others have become allies of Luffy, including Jinbei, our sashimi
who's part of the crew now.
become an official member of the Straw Hat Pirates. However, not all pirates are willing to just bend over and take the throbbing stick of justice. And the reason why the world government needs pirates to maintain order is because of the existence of the 4 emperors. Over the course of the series, the makeup of this group has changed, but they represent the 4 most powerful and influential pirates in the world at any given point. And they sort of balance each other out in a sort of stalemate type situation. Because if one emperor dedicates forces and resources to attacking another, then that leaves them both vulnerable to the other 2. And as a result, they can get away with all sorts of crimes, which includes, but is not limited to, murder, slavery, genocide, and in one particular case, cannibalism. That's not all though, because lurking somewhere in the shadows is an organization who are rather discontent with the way the world's currently being run. They are the
Revolutionary Army.
Their mission is to overthrow the world government and implement some sort of vaguely defined betterer society. Also, their leader is Luffy's father, Monkey D. Dragon. So our Straw Hat Pirates are really up against it here. They are the very definition of underdog. Despite that, they work hard, they play hard, and recruit a few more members including a reindeer doctor, an archaeologist/assassin, a speedo-wearing cyborg, and an undead skeleton with a very firmly rooted afro. You know, your standard...
Looks so sick.
And together our crew actually managed to hit the halfway point of the Grand Line, a location called the
Somebody archaeology.
Here we discovered that Luffy is one of the 9 rookie pirate captains of this generation who have managed to reach this milestone. And here we made a lot of names and faces. For the purposes of this video, it's not important to remember them all, so I'm not going to say them. But these these figures would go on to become known as the Worst Generation, and they are simultaneously Luffy's greatest allies and greatest rivals.
Ooh.
So you may or may not be figuring this out by now, but they're also the individuals who Roger's words were intended for, a group destined to rise up and reshape the world. Destined meaning not now, and much more later, because right now they are well and truly out of their league.
They're not ready yet, no way.
In the collective of skin and fat that passes for a face, a Marine Admiral was sent to Sabadi to enact justice. And it was here that we learned how pitifully unprepared the Worst Generation were for the true challenges of the world. The Straw Hat Pirates are completely defeated and scattered across the planet, thanks to the powers of a man with bouncy bear paws. But from here, we follow Luffy alone. Shortly after waking up on an island full of women, Luffy discovers that his brother Port Ace was captured and is going to be publicly executed, much like Roger was. Oh yeah, Luffy had a brother, by the way. That's probably...
Let's mention
Two
that.
brothers,
Two.
in fact, but they haven't been particularly important until now, and they're not blood-related. But all of this is part of a plot masterminded by the ultimate antagonist of One Piece, who has the most stereotypical pirate name imaginable, being Blackbeard. Now, let's make some connections. Blackbeard's goal was to defeat and hand over Ace in order to instigate a war between Whitebeard, an Emperor of the Sea, and the world government. And this worked, because Ace was a member of Whitebeard's crew, and the world government saw this as an opportunity to lure
Bait him in, let's go!
On their terms and rid the world of a fearsome emperor. And what happened next is the greatest large-scale conflict ever.
Marineford.
This event was dubbed the Paramount War, and it featured almost every major world figure we'd met up until this point. Every marine, every warlord, and a metric-ass ton of pirates fighting on the side of Whitebeard. And even Luffy participated. His whole mission was to save Ace, but Luffy was far out of his depth here. Luffy was like an ant throwing a tantrum, whilst trying not to be crushed by battles between giants. And in quite possibly the most shocking moment of the series, Luffy was ultimately unsuccessful. His brother Ace was executed.
I cried so much.
Killed by Blackbeard, to be precise, because that is what this whole endeavor was designed to achieve. Blackbeard, in a process that I'm going to describe as somehow, managed to extract Whitebeard's devil fruit ability and became the first known human to possess two devil fruit powers simultaneously. Two of the strongest, most world-ending powers, mind you. And Luffy himself would have lost his life if not for the last-second interference of his idol Shanks, who arrived to bring this war to a grinding halt.
Boy, stop that.
Himself,
this just turns up.
Everyone's
like, oh, okay.
Pirates against whoever wished to continue fighting. To which everyone said a resounding, yeah, nah, and promptly scuttled home.
Bye.
After a series of consecutive losses, Luffy grew frustrated with just how weak he was. He simply would not be able to become the Pirate King under these conditions. But on the advice of Silver's Rayleigh, who was Roger's second in command, Luffy sent a very clever message to his crew around the world, stating that they will reunite on Sabadi in 2 years. This time would be used by each of the Straw Hats to get stronger, smarter, and more skilled to make their dreams come true. Luffy in particular spent his time being trained directly by Rayleigh, who taught him about a hidden power system known as Haki. Haki comes in 3 types: observation, armament, and conquerors. Observation allows the user to have a sixth sense, in terms of being able to sense presences, emotions, and in some extreme cases, even look briefly into the future. Armament Haki is the skill of being able to manifest one's will to coat parts of their bodies in a sort of armor, allowing drastically increased offensive and defensive abilities. And finally, Conqueror's Haki is the projection of sheer willpower and dominance over others. It's an ability that one must be born with. And Luffy, through protagonistic fates, happens to be one of those people. 2 years later, the crew reunited Sabadi, significantly stronger, and set sail once more to make their dreams come true. And in this effort, they enter the second half of the Grand Line, known as the New World. This is by far the most dangerous stretch of water in the world, subject to apocalyptic weather conditions, where the only law is survival of the fittest. I mean, there is a second.
There's a Trafalgar Law.
A member of the Worst Generation, and from here on out, he becomes disgustingly important. Law invites Luffy to form a pirate alliance, because the Worst Generation have their sights set mostly on toppling the Emperors of the Sea, and Law singles out the Emperor Kaido, to which Luffy gleefully agrees, and in their pursuit of the Emperor, they manage to defeat a gas clown, a flamingo warlord, and stumble upon a series of time-traveling samurai. Conveniently, these samurai are from a country called Wano, which just so happens to be Kaido's stronghold, and since that is where they need to go anyway, Luffy agrees, and their alliance becomes much more bigger. Now featuring samurai, ninja, minks, and of course pirates. But whilst adventuring on a 1,000
7-year-old.
relevant, the Straw Hats discover a red cube, one of the 4 road poneglyphs that will give them the location of Laugh Tale. And the good news is, we know where at least 2 of those other poneglyphs are. The bad news is that they are owned by 2 separate Emperors of the Sea, being Big Mom and Kaido, so they're not exactly easy to take. Unlike Straw Hat crew member Sanji, who was blackmailed by a gangster and a lion, and taken to Whole Cake Island, the stronghold of Big Mom. The Straw Hats then send a small subtle retrieval team to take Sanji back, which results in crashing a wedding, crashing a building, and the mochi-laden fists of Katakuri repeatedly crashing into the face of Luffy for about 12 hours straight. Whole Cake Island wasn't the greatest moment for the Straw Hats. When confronted with the power of an emperor, the Straw Hats had no option but to retreat, and the only victory to be had here was survival. Well, survival and managing to steal a copy of Big Mom's red poneglyph.
Nice one, bro.
That's 2 down, and just like that, we are 50% on the way to glory. The retrieval team then set sail to Wano to meet up with the rest of the Alliance and make good on their mission to beat Kaido. Now, Wano is, by far, the largest arc in One Piece to date, with a truly colossal cast, and it took just over 4 years of publishing to complete. The general idea is gathering, building, and implementing a raid to defeat Kaido, which does ultimately succeed thanks to an unparalleled degree of teamwork, luck, and Luffy awakening his devil fruit's true form, a mythical sun god whose power is limited only by imagination. And not only is Kaido beaten, but Big Mom also gets taken out in this conflict, simultaneously dispatching 2 of the 4 emperors and creating this unparalleled power vacuum that threatens to plunge the world into untold chaos. But our alliance did succeed, and the crew found the 3rd road poneglyph, with just 1 more to go before we head to Laugh Tale and discover the One Piece. So from here, our crew set sail from Wano and into their final unknown adventure. And that is the entire story of One Piece so far in 15 minutes.
That was boss. That was dead good. That was cool. It didn't go as detailed as I thought it was, but cool. I like his comedic approach to these videos. That was boss. That was a nice little recap on the beginning and everything, and yeah, that was cool. Liked it. Thank you to my patrons. If you want to have your name at the end of every video I upload, links in the description to the Patreon page. $1 a month helps support the channel. It's greatly appreciated. Thank you guys very much for that. Thank you all for watching. What do you guys think of that? What do you guys think of this? Click like, subscribe if you haven't already. Leave comments down below. Let me know what I should watch and discuss in future videos. I'll see you guys, all you guys, next day.